What's up, beauties, and welcome back to Sigma Beauty's channel here on YouTube. I'm so excited to be hanging out with you today. If you're new here, my name is Jaden and I am the social media specialist, and I do a lot of makeup here for Sigma Beauty's YouTube channel. And today, to just kick off the new year, I want to share my favorite just clean, natural beauty routine. I feel like heading into the new year, a lot of people are prioritizing their skincare as well as just their makeup routine and wanting it to look as natural and glowy as possible in 2024. Sigma offers so many amazing products that will help you achieve this goal and have amazing ingredients in them to help hydrate and nourish your skin as you wear your makeup all day long. So if you're someone like me who likes to wear makeup but also wants it to look natural and just enhance your natural beauty, then stay tuned for today's tutorial because we are going to get into all the nitty-gritties on how to achieve this look in 2024. So let's get started. So I have actually found that the underpainting technique is something that really helps me achieve that more natural glowy finish. So before I go in with my foundation, I'm actually going to go in with my cream bronzer. You can use any bronzer you'd like. I'm just going in with a few dots in all of the areas that I would normally bronze my face. My nose, my forehead, my cheekbones, and then underneath my lip as well. So this area right here is where I like to just have a little bit more color, especially in the winter time. I find that my skin is looking a little bit more pale, and to bring some more life to it, I like to highlight these areas with a contour. So to blend this in, I'm actually gonna go in with the F85 Airbrush Kabuki. I love the density of this brush. The bristles on all of our Sigma brushes are 100% vegan, and they are synthetic bristles as well, which means that they mimic an animal hairbrush, so it's going to give the same type of finish as if you were using an animal hairbrush. I'm just going to blend this in as I normally would if I were doing this on top of my foundation. I feel like this just gives such a beautiful finish, and I'm excited for you guys to see this. You could also use this technique with blush if you would like to. I feel like when I go for more of a natural look, I do like to kind of layer on the blush, if you will. So I'm not gonna do this for blush, but if you want something that's a little bit lighter for blush, you could easily do it before you put your foundation on as well, and it'll give a similar effect. So take your favorite foundation. I like to put a little bit on the back of my hand just to warm it up. And the key to getting the most natural, beautiful, flawless finish that's just gonna enhance your skin, but not cover up any of those beautiful features that make you you. Like, I have a lot of freckles and I don't wanna cover those up, but I do wanna just give a little bit more of an overall kind of like, I don't want it to be flawless because I'm not flawless, but I just wanted to give a more natural and like smooth finish. So I'm gonna go in with the F80 Air Flat Kabuki brush. We do have an F80 Flat Kabuki brush. The bristles on that brush are a little bit more dense than the F80 Air, and the just finish that this brush gives you is so natural and beautiful. It does kind of give a lighter finish. You can definitely build this product up and get something that's a little bit more full coverage, but this is by far my favorite foundation brush to use. If I want something that's just a little bit more natural and skin-like, this brush definitely helps achieve that goal. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. You could definitely use our Spectrum Color Correcting Duo if you don't want anything that's too full coverage. I do suffer from slightly dark under eyes, and I do like a really bright under eye finish, so I'm gonna use concealer today, but I do love the Spectrum Color Correcting Duo as something for a little bit more of a natural finish. I use that on its own all the time on days where I truly don't wanna wear any makeup. I'll use that underneath my eyes and to spot correct any like blemish spots or anything like that, and that is like a holy grail product that I definitely cannot live without. So after applying my concealer, my personal favorite brush to use lately has been the F03. This is the high cheekbone highlighter brush. So we obviously created this for highlighter, but I quickly found that the bristles on this brush are just dense enough, but also super soft. So it blends in the concealer just so amazing. I absolutely love it. It gives a very skin-like finish to it, and I just love it. So this has been my go-to lately. And that's the thing I love about Sigma brushes, especially if you're new to makeup or if you're looking to just, you know, invest in some new makeup brushes but don't want to break the bank. Sigma has really great brushes that are going to give you multi-use. Like you can use all of our brushes for at least 2 to 3 things, which I really appreciate. So you're never just buying a brush that can only be used for one thing and one thing only, which is amazing. Alrighty, and there you have the complexion blended in. As you can see, I just highlighted and enhanced my natural beauty. I still feel like my skin looks like my skin, but just added a little bit more color in there and just kind of made my complexion a little bit more even. And I feel like Sigma brushes and the way we created our bristles really help achieve that. So this is what we're working with without adding anything else, and I love this base for a natural beauty look. All right, so one thing for natural beauty, I do feel like it's not very matte, it's very glowy, and like I said, natural is the best way to describe it, and most of us do have oil in our skin, which gives it that more natural look. I don't like to set my whole face when I try to achieve this look, but I do like to set my under eye, just because I did put concealer there and I don't want it separating throughout the day. So I'm gonna go in with our Soft Focus setting powder. This is in the shade Vanilla Bean. I absolutely love this shade. And I'm gonna go in with that F03 brush again, the same one I used for my concealer. And I'm just going to lightly tap that underneath the eye where I put that concealer and on my lid. And that's the only spot I really like to set, again, just to make sure that that stays in place. But the rest of my concealer and my base makeup, I do like it to have that glowy natural finish. So we're not gonna add any extra powder to that. One thing I do love about the Soft Focus setting powder is it has hydrating ingredients enriched into this powder, which so many powders don't have. So this is enriched with one of my favorite ingredients, which is hyaluronic acid. If you're unfamiliar with that ingredient, it is a very hydrating ingredient. It's so good for your skin. So you're not only using a product to set your makeup, but it's also hydrating any area that you choose to set. So if you do want something that's a little bit more of a matte look and you set your entire face with it, this is amazing because you're hydrating your skin as it looks set in place all day long. It's such a good setting powder. I don't think I'll ever be able to use another one for the sole reason that it's great for my skin and it makes my skin look really good as I wear it. So love, love, love that powder. I want to add a little bit of bronzer to my face because I feel like we are looking a little bit one-dimensional. So just to enhance that natural contour that we did in the first step of this tutorial, I'm going to go in with our matte bronzer. This is in the shade Light, and I'm going to be using the F40 large angled contour brush. I absolutely love the shape of this brush. It's so easy to just carve out the cheekbones. So I'm going to tap a little on there and just lightly start brushing that up towards the hairline, and I like to layer it right under where my natural cheekbone lays, just so it looks like I do have just a natural shadow. Like I don't look like I'm contouring my cheekbone and giving that harsh line. We're just adding a little bit of color back to the cheeks to look like there is a shadow laying there when the light hits me right. So you can see the difference there. It's nothing too much, but it does add a little bit of color back to the face, a little bit of warmth, and just naturally enhances the cheekbone feature that you already have, which I love. Next is one of my favorite parts of this tutorial, and that is blush. I have become a blush girly through and through. I just love it so much. So we're gonna go in with our cream blush, of course. This is enriched with so many hydrating ingredients as well. It has jojoba oil in it, it has vitamin E, so many great ingredients that are going to nourish your skin as you wear it throughout the day. So I'm using the shade Coral Dawn right now. We read that the Pantone color of the year, which pretty much just means the color that's going to be trendy this year, is coral. So if you want to be on trend, try out this blush. It was a personal favorite of mine prior to this becoming the color of the year, but it is just so beautiful on, and it's a very natural, I don't want to say skin-like tone, but it does have a skin-like tone to it. So it just blends into the skin so beautifully. My favorite brush to use our cream blushes with is the F47. You can see it just has a natural kind of doe foot tapered edge to it. Just blends so beautifully into the skin. The multitasker brush is called the multitasker for a reason because you can use it for so much. I use it for cream contour. I use it for my foundation sometimes. Obviously, I use it for my blush. It just really is the jack of all trades. When people ask me what my favorite brush is, 99% of the time I say the F47 multitasker. So for the eyes, you can easily just leave your eyes as is. You don't have to add anything extra, but if you're like me and want to add just a little bit of dimension, I'm going to go in with our quad eyeshadow palette. This is Blueberry Parfait, and I'm actually going to use this shade right here. It's a light brown, and it's shade Granola. And I'm going to take an F40 tapered blending brush. It's just a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to put this into my crease to add a little bit of natural dimension to the eye and just bring a little bit of color there so it doesn't look so one-dimensional. I just love the way this shade looks on my eyes. It's very natural and light, but it adds a little bit of something to the eye so it's not just one layer of pale like myself. So I'm gonna just stick with just that for eyeshadow, but to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, I'm gonna go in with our eyeshadow base primer. This obviously works great as an eyeshadow base primer, but I absolutely love using the shade Bubbly, which is what we're using today, to use as a highlight as well. So I'm gonna put that on the inner corner of my eyes, a teeny bit on my brow bone, and you can easily just blend this in with your finger. The bridge of my nose, as well as the tip. Cupid's bow. And then I love to put just a little bit on the cheekbones. And then I'll go in with my F03 brush again and blend that in. Next, I do want to set my brows just with a little bit of brow gel. I'm not going to fill them in or anything because I do want them to have that natural, just kind of almost laminated look to them. My favorite way to achieve that is with the Tint and Tame Brow Gel. This is in the shade Medium. If you're someone who doesn't want to add any extra color to their brows, we also have this exact same product that will give you the same effect in clear. So before I put on some mascara, my lips are just feeling a little bit dry, so I'm actually going to go in with our Dewy Moisturizing Lip Balm. This is pH activated, so it's going to naturally color based on the pH levels of your skin. So it kind of gives a personalized look on every single person, just depending on what that pH balance is. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on. Mine tends to pull a little bit more pink, but I love the way that this product looks underneath our Renew Lip Oil, which I'm going to put on later. But as you can see, it's kind of like a peachy shade, and it's going to turn more pink on my lips just based on my pH levels. But this is infused with all of those amazing ingredients that I've been talking about, which is like jojoba oil. This one has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E as well. So it's really hydrating your lips as you wear it, which I so appreciate and need during these cold winter months. But let's put on some mascara. I'm going to use our Sinuosity mascara right now, and I am just going to do a thin layer on my lashes. All right, mascara is finished. I did just a really nice light layer to give a little bit of pigment and length to my lashes, but definitely not make them look fake by any means. So we have some mascara on, and I want to top this look off with one of my favorite products, which is the Renew Lip Oil. This is enriched with jojoba oil, sunflower seed oil, and vitamin E, and I'm using shade Tint today, which is just a very natural nude kind of brown mauve shade. We're gonna add that on. I love the lip oil because it is a little bit of pigment, but it's definitely nothing like a lip gloss or a lipstick, and it's not sticky like a lip gloss either, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. So I love that this is just very natural and smooth, just so beautiful and luxurious feeling on the lips, and I just love the shade too. So this is the completed look. As you can see, it doesn't take super long to achieve this. I did this whole thing in about 10 minutes, and I was talking the entire time too. So you can easily achieve this look within 5 to 10 minutes in your morning routine. Just enhance that natural beauty, but also give you a little something. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can hang out with us a little bit longer. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed enjoyed this and if you would like to see anything specific in 2024. We are always aiming to please and inspire you beauties here on our page, so let us know if there's anything specific you'd like to see from us this year. So until next time, thanks so much for hanging out with me and have the best day ever, beauties.